guys, welcome back to the Take Two podcast, and we're your co-hosts.
We're going to bring you a little bit about manifestation, personal development, self-care, self-love, and everything like that today. So to start off with, I kind of want to talk a little bit about manifestation, law of attraction, and all that jazz, which I know sounds crazy to a lot of people. A lot of people don't really understand. Not many people do it, but it is one thing that I truly believe has got me to where I am today. I know it sounds so cringe, but I really dive into it. I follow quite a lot of people as well who talk a lot about manifestation, and I love listening about it. So I thought, you know what? Why not share my kind of view and side of things on it?
Yeah. So
for those of you who don't really do manifestation or know anything about law of attraction, first thing I would say is Netflix, watch The Secret. It's quite a hard watch to start with, especially, but you will then understand it's all about the way the universe connects, and what you basically put out into the universe is what you end up attracting and getting back. And when you do kind of believe in manifestation or dive into it, you feel like a force. It sounds so weird. Everything connecting in the universe, I feel it happening. The way I kind of start with all of this is, one, really opening up your mind, really having a set vision of what you want for the future. So I have a little book, I don't do it every morning because I don't really have time, but every kind of, maybe a few times a week, I'll set out my affirmations and gratitude. Affirmations are basically what you want in life. But instead of saying, I want a new car, or I want a busy business, or I want to be happy, you're actually saying it like you feel it. It's already there. So you would be like, I have a new car, I have my own busy business, I am happy. Like, it's genuinely saying it as if you've already got it and you already believe it, kind of thing. And that's then putting those feelings out into the universe. And honestly, I really believe I've got to where I am today from doing that. If you look at my diaries, I look like a crazy lady. I've got this and I've got that and I've got this, and I'm nowhere near it. But from the past, what I've now got is everything I've manifested.
I think it's interesting to understand the why to that.
Yeah.
Because you always hear, and I'm one of them, like, you know a lot more about this topic than I do.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to understand why you say I have.
Yeah.
To be, you're putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
You already believe it, and
Yeah.
if you believe it, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas normally you see them and I'm like, well, I haven't got that. Like,
Yeah.
But to understand the why behind it, and
Definitely.
it kind of makes a bit more sense.
It's the feeling as well of what you get. If you're feeling like, for example, you do want a new car, just saying, oh, I want a new car, you don't feel any emotion from that. But being like, I have a new car, you're actually feeling that excitement already.
Yeah.
That's what you're then putting out in the universe, good kind of feelings and stuff. I'm not saying this happens automatically, and if you do watch The Secret and you understand a little bit more, you understand kind of the way it connects and it works. It's like magnets in the universe. But that isn't saying that you get it automatically. You still do have to put the work in, obviously, but it's having that kind of clear focus. And I'm saying it doesn't happen automatically because obviously we all do have bad thoughts as well. We all do have kind of down times. So everything bad that happens, it's not just going to suddenly happen. Do you know what I mean? It's not just suddenly going to come to you. It has its own path and its kind of way. I start with my affirmations and then I go on to gratitude, which is something I think everyone should do. But I remember when I first did this, I was like, cringe. Like, what am I grateful for? You are grateful for everything, really. But when you have to write it down, it's suddenly like, what? I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for even like a roof over my head, food, my friends, love. It's just kind of putting those like good feels out there. And this isn't really manifestation, this is more just like personal development now. And just realising, especially if you're in a bit of like a darker place, this is something that I started doing that really pulled me out of it when I was younger. And it is just those little things, instead of everything's negative around you, actually there's good things and there's things that you are grateful for that you don't really think about.
It's more recognising it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You are grateful for the roof over your head, but I don't wake up every day and think that.
Yeah.
When in reality I should be, a roof I can eat today, it's bringing your attention to that, I think, is so powerful.
100%.
And you do that in the morning, really sets your day with a new perspective.
It does, it sets your day off. I've had days before when I'm a bit like, you know, moping about and you're a bit like, oh, I don't feel like doing anything today, I've got no motivation. And then I've just been like, you know what, I'll have half an hour of just opening my little diary up and just doing these things. And then you're like, right, I wrote down everything I want, so why am I now not doing it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it kind of sets you in a bit of emotion. Let's get it done then. If that's what we want, let's get it done.
Yeah.
As well with like personal development, it's all changing your mindset. It's helping you focus on the positives in a way that, for me anyway, was really helpful. Say it kind of motivated me. We were talking earlier, weren't we, about like procrastination. I can't say that word.
Procrastination.
Yeah. And I'm the queen of that.
Yeah,
you were saying, weren't you? Like, are you looking busy or are you actually busy?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, again, it's one of them, it's recognising what you're doing. And if you're making the list of things you're grateful for and things that you want to happen in your life, you realise, okay, I need to be doing this now.
Yeah.
What are the next steps? And it's one of them, it can be quite overwhelming thinking about everything you want, but what are the next steps you can do today that will get you to where you want to be?
100%. And kind of falls into goal setting. So goal setting is something I do yearly, and then I also do it like monthly. I don't do it every week. For me, my goals don't change that often, but obviously everyone's different. I think it really puts into perspective what you want as well.
Yes.
So I'll do like my yearly goal setting, and they can be crazy things, and then I'll do my monthly ones, which are a bit more, you can actually get them. Do you know what I mean? You feel like they're not in your reach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, if I don't get that goal that month, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll go for it next month,
Yeah.
or I'll set like 6 months ones and things like that, so you don't almost have as much overwhelming.
It's almost having your yearly goals as projects, in a
Yeah,
way,
like breakdowns.
and then your monthly are tasks that you must do to achieve that
Yeah.
project. I mean, some months you might not have things relevant. Do you know what I mean? For example, you're moving house. You might say, right, this month my goal is to make sure that everything's sorted. That might not be relevant to your yearly goal.
Sometimes mine are go to the gym. Falling off track of like the gym and the things that I love that help me kind of stay motivated and feel good. My goals will literally be go to the gym.
Yeah.
Or sort your room out. Get those photo frames that you've always wanted to get that you keep talking about. They don't have to be insane goals. Like, some of them will be business, what you want out of business, what you want out in life. Maybe you want to get a new house or something like that, but they don't all have to be like that. Some of them can be closer goals. Find your love for the gym again, get back into the gym again, and things like that. So yeah, there's some things I do in terms of like personal development. So your affirmations, your gratitude, goal setting, and then it kind of falls into self-care, self-love side of things a bit more. So this is something that I used to always do. And I would set out half an hour every morning. I'd do all that, and then I would also have half an hour of meditating, reading, doing the things, or you can even do it in the evening and have like a bubble bath, or paint your nails, or go to the gym. Things that are going to actually make you feel good, which I do think is something that everyone should do. I'm not as strict on it anymore, if I'm honest, but I definitely don't like track it. But at the same time, I'll make sure I go to the gym like 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. Because that's what makes me feel good. Yeah. Right, okay, I've not read in a while, so I'll get personal development, like self-care kind of book. Yeah. And I'll tag some of my favourites down below as well, which I think are really good reads. Have like helped me along the way. But I do think in terms of like self-love and self-care is a big thing. Because if you feel shit within yourself, am I allowed to say that? Yeah, if you feel a bit meh within yourself, then knocks everything else off.
It's also the first thing to go for me. Self-care. So the gym, like my boyfriend says to me, if I'm moody or anything, he's like, just go to the gym. He's like, well, you just go to the gym, because he knows I'll do an hour, come back, and
you're like a new person.
But it's the first thing, I'll sit there and I want to go to the gym. I just want to sit here in my self-pity and just not do it. But for me, whether it's reading, as I said, doing a bath, just having half an hour, it's always the first thing that drops for me. And when you feel like you're busy, it always feels like there's something more important.
100%.
When in reality, nothing is as important as you.
Yourself.
And if you don't feel good enough, you're not going to produce the work that you should and could be producing.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree with that. I'm like that as well. I'll go weeks without doing something. You feel so overwhelmed with your brain. A list of 100 million things to do. I've actually now not done any of it because I feel too shit to do it. So I'm just sat in bed, or I'm just sat on the sofa watching telly, doing those things that, yes, everyone needs. You need that downtime, but if it's not helping you, why are you doing it? Just kind of avoiding. Instead, I personally find, like you say, go in the gym, or going and having a bath, or doing something that's still motivating but still giving you that peace time, for me really helps. I then get back on track and I'm like, okay, now let's break down what I need to do. That's another thing, is being overwhelmed by tasks
100%
as well. Especially if I've got different businesses going on and that for that, it gets very overwhelming, and you're suddenly, I haven't got the time of day to do it.
And it's also prioritising stuff. I don't know, I'm getting better at it. To me, everything needs to be done. So I'm thinking, what do I do first? And I know some people say, do your harder tasks first in the morning, get them out of the way, and it depends on how you work. I'm a morning person, some people are an evening person. For me, I personally get up, try to do the harder tasks, and then I know in the afternoon my brain can just do those like 5-minute tick jobs. And I'm done then. But for you, right, in the morning you just want to get something done, and then in the afternoon or the evening you do the harder job. So it definitely, you have to figure out who you are as a person, and it's trial and error.
Definitely. Find your own kind of routine. Things that won't work for me, like both of us is going to the gym, might be completely different. You might find the gym stressful. You might be like, I don't actually enjoy this in any way, shape or form. For me, it's like my release. I go to the gym, I feel so good. I know that isn't kind of for everyone. So for me, like Shai mentioned, evening is properly my thing. I will do my day, and then I'll get in bed and I'll be like, oh, I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to do this, and I'll do it. Instead of just being, no, it's 11 o'clock at night now, let's go to sleep. When my brain doesn't switch off in an evening, I'll be sat there and I'm editing things on my bloody website until like 1 a.m. And then I'm like, why have I done this? But it's like, my brain does not switch off in an evening. I think of my best ideas though, and then I'm like, oh, I need to write this down, and then I'll get my iPad out or my phone out, and oh, now I'm doing this, and now I'm doing that, and now I'm doing this. Whereas in the morning, I'm not a ghost. Like, you're not getting into me in the morning. I'm not talking. It is finding your own routine, but they are things that have just personally helped me. When you're not feeling motivated, being able to pull yourself out of that, I think is a very big thing. And when you are having those down days or down weeks, okay, how long am I letting myself be like this for before I get even more overwhelmed and stressed because I'm not doing anything? It's just finding the routine, isn't it, really? What's going to work best for you? Again, what works for me might not work for you. For me, I set my goals, do my self-care, self-love, and I do think, like Shai said before, they're the things you don't prioritise, which you should. Even if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes out of your day, I'm going to have me time. Whether it be podcast, read a book, have a bath, any of that, to just, you know, feel like you're giving yourself that love. That's kind of an overview on what I do. And I think what's kept me so motivated, it kept me so, right, next step, let's go. Like, now what are we building to? And kept me kind of on track. Like I say, manifestation is a big one for me, affirmations. I'll probably touch on it a bit more in another episode. I'll let you guys all go and watch The Secret first and let me know what you think.
You might have a lot more questions. Do you have a guide?
Not yet.
Oh,
it's coming out. No, it is coming out. It's in the process, but it's going to be more my story in a way. Because like I say, manifestation is different for everyone. Your overall law of attraction, but then I do think manifestation is very personal. I do it might not be the way you do it personally, but I have got a little guide of my journey, my stories. Again, vision boards. We're gonna create vision boards.
Yes,
we're gonna like create ones. It's like what we want in the future. And I love a vision board. I've not done one in ages, but I looked back on one of my old vision boards. Business, dogs. I had a little photo of sausage dog on there.
Did you?
And now I have 2 sausage dogs.
That's so cute.
And I'm like, don't get me wrong, my second one I bought myself, but my first one I got as a 21st birthday present. It's something I was talking about a lot, but I was like, I can put that in the universe. And my mom did me good. Silly little things like that. I looked back at that vision board and I was like, oh my god. I ticked off half of it, and half of it I didn't even remember I put on there. Obviously there's some big ones still. I set like 5-year goals and things like that at the same time. But I think they're amazing things to even just think, oh, you know what, that's something I didn't think about that I actually would love. On mine was like being surrounded by people more, like going out more, doing things more. You know, those little things. It doesn't always have to be business related or materialistic related. It can be feeling. I do have on my Lash Post website as well, I don't know what I've named it, it's like a journal, and in there it's like your daily routines, and it'll be like how much water you drank that day, what self-care you've done. It is like a list so you can write a few affirmations, gratitude, something I find really helpful, and it is just an ebook, so you can obviously download it or print it out, whatever you would prefer. Yeah, this is just a little overview on a few things that I find helpful that kind of kept me on track, got me where I am. And yeah, we'll show you the vision boards we end up creating.
Yes, we will.
So you can obviously have a look, copy, send us in your vision boards as well
Yes.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you have decided to do one yourself, because we would love to see them. And any questions on any of this, ask away, because I would be more than happy to answer. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode. I know it's a bit of a different one, but we thought we'd touch on this subject. So yeah, subscribe.
Yes.
And we will see you next time.
Thank you.